Never in doubt? Never in doubt?
You know what? As long as we have innings and we have outs, we have opportunity. So I never believe this team is out of anything.
The decision of when to put Chris in, just the thought of why there as opposed to the bad before and sticking with Kedry there and just the way the sequence kind of, well, go back even before that, did you think they were going to intentionally pass Ariel given what she's been doing?
Yes, I did. But I still think it was important to get 2 runners in scoring position, and then if they wanted to intentionally walk her, I felt confident in who was coming up next. So I expected that.
Yeah. And sticking with Kedry.
Yes. She had a good at bat before, hit a ball right up the middle. She's got good power. I mean, like at that point, we needed to open up the game, and I felt like Kedry, with the power that she has the ability to do that.
And she did it again 2 days ago, but for Carissa to come through with bases loaded now, twice in 3 days and has this just kind of bizarre split in those moments. What is it about her that, she comes through in these, what should be high pressure, big moments, and she delivers in a huge way for it?
Yeah, I just think she's an experienced athlete. She's at the end of her career. I talk a lot about like how bunker in her approach. I feel the same thing with Carissa. She's just got a good, steady approach. She never gets too high or too low. So I just think she's made for those moments and continues to clutch up for us. What I loved about this weekend is if you look through the entire 3-game series is that it wasn't a couple of people doing it over and over. Our entire lineup had something to do with the win, whether it was at the plate, whether it was something they did on defense, on the mound, but like everybody's contributing. And again, I think that just goes back to what we've been saying since day one, that in order for us to do what we want to do, we need all 21 to be able to come up, big for us. So
how important do you think it is for the team to kind of show that grit and actually persevere through the adversity that the start of the game had and get that win? They've been close, kind of on the precipice, but never quite, they're doing it now. They're actually getting those wins in the moments when they should.
Yeah, I thought that was big for us. I think we needed to, it's hard to get wins in the pack. It's hard to get sweeps in the pack. Like nothing comes easy. And to be down early like that and know that, one thing that I liked is that we had a lot of ball game left. So it's like, let's just chip away at this a little at a time. But, we have opportunity, and they needed to see that's a postseason game right there. We needed to be able to be down early in the game and know that we are going to come back. We might not know exactly what it's going to look like, but that we know we're going to win.
To get Ariel's hit, I mean, how much does then that reinforce that sense of belief? Yeah,
it just seeing her come up big for us twice, this weekend. I mean, more than that, but just had some big hits for us was huge. So, and that's what's pretty cool is that, the game doesn't know your batting average. The game doesn't know if you're on a streak. The game doesn't know if you're in a slump. It just doesn't. So, postseason is getting into the end of pack, but getting into the postseason, it's like anybody can get hot. Anybody can come up and be big. It's just trusting and believing and sticking together as a team.
It wasn't necessarily chipping away like 1 run per inning. For really any of the innings this series, it was sustained offense across the innings that you were able to generate that offense. Can you speak to the ability of how the team sort of shifted? Because against Arizona State, it was 1 run inning for the most part, where now it's 2, 3, 4 runs in every inning. What sort of makes that happen?
I honestly, I don't know. I just know that these guys have a lot of belief in each other, that they really believe and they're really caught up in the other. And I think when you play like that as a team, that's when you get hot, hitting gets contagious, making big time plays on defense gets contagious, just things get contagious. And that's what I feel.
How gratifying is it to be able to need your staff and have a staff in the bullpen that you can rely on? They're not just eating innings, but you can actually call on them and they can get those wins.
It's great. It's what it's about. We have to have a staff. We have to. And for them to, I thought Reggie came in and I thought she pitched well. There were some plays that we need to make, and then there's some balls that just found a way to trickle through a little bit. And sometimes there's not a whole lot you can do about that. Stevie came in and stopped the bleeding and then passed the ball to Morgan, who was able to finish it for us. So I like how those guys have been working together, and we need to continue to do that.
Was there a moment in the game where you could sort of feel the momentum shift?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that 4th inning, when we opened that up, I thought that was big. I think you could start to feel things shift there. But I love, we didn't come through in the first 3 innings, but these guys kept just sticking to it, just trusting that it's going to come through. Sometimes you don't know when it's going to come through, but it's just the belief of knowing that it's going to.
It seemed like Morgan, once she got in, was kind of in the driver's seat from the 3rd inning on till the end. Did you sort of notice that from her and her ability to change the Arizona team from a team that was generating a lot of runs to not getting any base runners at all?
I thought she came in and did great. That team that's a potent offense. I mean, they get a runner on in one swing, they can change the game. So I thought she did a good job of just continuing to work ahead and give some different looks. They've seen her a couple times now, so I thought she did a good job of giving some different looks today.
Because the second inning could have been scoreless, frame potentially. On that ground ball to first that KK flips to short there, who do you want covering first? Is that supposed to be 3-6-3? Is that Bunk? Is that Reggie?
The double play ball?
What could have been a double play ball.
Yeah. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of like I would say for KK to get back, but I felt like KK's momentum took her just a little bit, but then Bunk's almost having to wait to see if the ball comes through. So
Reggie,
I don't even think Reggie could get there.
Yeah.
Like in softball, I don't even know if she could get there. I feel like that's just kind of one of those ones that you don't see that often, that just stretched everybody enough that it was tough to get there. I think KK still needs to try to go back. That was just kind of a tough one. So
this weekend you swept. There's the elation of doing that. 3 wins is good, but you did it in 3 different ways. It was the good, the bad, and the ugly. As far as how those games went, how do you pick or dissect the after action and get what you need going so that you're ready to go forward?
I think these guys are in a great place. I just think we get some rest tomorrow on our day off. We start looking at video and preparing again. I think these guys are in a really good spot.
Just a question for people who don't know, what was the call on the strike to Val?
Delay a game.
Is there an official rule as to like how long that is, or is that subjective for the others?
Yeah. So he said that she's exceeded the time.